Alrighty, so today we are going to rebuild, or I'm going to rebuild this Dell Dimension 3000 that we got back in 2005, roughly 10 years ago. Yeah, about 10 years ago, April 2005. So, what we are going to do first... I hate this tripod. Okay. What we are going to do first is install the motherboard. No, not the motherboard. The optical drives, because with the power supply being as large as it is in this small case, it's not going to work very well. So we are going to install the optical drive first. This is a DVD-ROM reader and compact disc rewritable combo drive that came out of my GX620 over here. Just using it for this purpose because we are going to I'm going to reinstall Windows XP, and the only way that I can do that is on a DVD reader. So, get this screw. You guys even see that? When you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure that the screw holes line up. It's in place. So now we can install the power supply. Let me take the screws off of it because that's really the only place I can put it, or put them anyways, without losing them. When you're doing this, you're going to want to give it some support so it doesn't fall while you're installing it, or putting the screws in, rather. Come on. You're going to want to do this in the opposite direction of each screw. So really the way that I'm going is diagonal. So from here to here, and then here to here. But in this case I only have 3 screws. So the reason I'm rebuilding this is because the new motherboard for it just arrived today. So, yeah. Now, can move all of these out of the way as best as we can. move the front port, the front umbilical, the, I don't know what you'd call that, the USB and headphone jack. Move that stuff out of the way. Do you see this at all? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so what you're going to do before you even touch the motherboard is make sure you're grounded to the same level as everything else so you don't short anything out. And if that does happen, well, you're screwed. Just line it up. And now we can start putting the screws in for it. So we're going to start with this one down here because it's the easiest one to get to. Sorry, I can't get a better angle for you. It's just the best I can do. Oh my lord. Never buy tripods from Walmart. Seriously. Sorry about the noise, I can't really do much about that. It's the air conditioner. Ah, crap. This one, I swear, is the hardest one to get to. Because there's this... Dang it. Tell you what, it'll be easier if we just take out this blanking plate. Oh, that sounded great. Because there's a USB hub and a 10100 Ethernet port in the way, and this is, where did that thing go? There it is. This is probably the hardest of these to do. There we go. Now we're going to put the blanking plate back. Alright, so now the motherboard is installed. Now I'm going to install the processor and the heatsink, because those are the other 4 screws that hold the motherboard in place. We do still use this machine, by the way. I obviously don't. This is my mom's computer, but she's been using it for at least 10 years, and if we really, honestly, there's nothing going to be on here that Windows XP's security could jeopardize our security, if that made any sense. We're just going to keep using it until nothing with Windows XP is compatible. Okay, so grab the processor. This is an Intel Pentium 4, 2.8 gigahertz. I don't know what the front side bus is, but all I know is it's a Prescott chip and it runs extremely hot. And I mean extremely hot. Oh, well, there we go. Probably a good idea to lift that up first, but it works. Oh. Of course. Now I'm going to install the heatsink, which is an all copper heatsink, except for the bottom. That is, I want to say that is aluminum. I'm not sure. Now that's installed. And now I'm going to hook up all of the cords to the motherboard, which is really only 2. This big one right here, it's going to go right there. That's for the main power. And that's in. Where's the other one? There it is. This one is for the smaller. This one right here is for the processor power, and that goes right here. Stay out of the way, please. Alright, so now next is the You know what? No, I'm gonna unplug this first before I install that. Is the cooling fan for the processor. Because in all reality, these Penning 4s, especially the Prescott ones, run so hot you can't put any other type of... You could put like water cooling in here, but these Dells use proprietary fans, and so you can only use like one type of fan, or whichever one's compatible. Okay, so now we need to plug in the fan. And did I get it? Yep. Okay. So next is the power. No, not the power. The IDE cable for the optical drive. I know where it is. All right. So to plug this in, obviously where it says system board, you're going to plug it into the white, the IDE header. And then where it says drive 0, which would be this one, or if you had two, this would be drive 0 and this would be drive 1. You plug this in to the connector on the optical drive. Now we need power for the optical drive. We just take any one of these, it doesn't matter at all, one of these Molex connectors, and it's just going to connect right here. It's simple as that. And now I'm going to plug in the front panel audio, which honestly looks easier said than done because this connector is super tiny. Let's see here. Yep. Okay, that's installed, or plugged in really. And the USB 2.0, so many people think that these have USB 1.1. Well, that's not true. The Dimensions never had USB 1.1. This is USB 2.0, and it's just going to plug in right here on the header. Oh, that's not it. Oops. Okay. There we go. That's installed. All we need next, well, that's not all we need, but next I'm going to install the hard drive, which is this. It came with the computer. So this 40 gigabyte Samsung IDE drive, obviously, because SATA, as far as I know, was not included in the Dimension 3000. Although the next model up, I'm pretty sure it was. So the way that this works is... wrong way. The hard drive is installed in this cage, or whatever you want to call it. I call it cage. Line up the screw holes. Come on, what's wrong over here? Alright, and these tabs, you're going to want to make sure go in their proper holes. You gotta be kidding me. What the freak? I've never had any problems with this. Like, any problems. I've rebuilt these machines many times, and I've never had this kind of problem. There we go. Aha! So, take a screw. I'm going to put it in this hole right here. And that's installed. I'm going to plug these back in. Alright. Now I can plug the processor power back in. Grab the IDE cable for the hard drive, which is really, really short. But whatever. This says hard drive, drive 1. This is where you're going to plug it into the hard drive. And this is where you're going to plug it into the system board. Clearly where it states that. And so, on this black header connector right here, where it says system board, we're going to plug that in right here. And then up here, probably can't see it. This right here is where the hard drive, the IDE cable is going to be connected. And that's installed. Now all we need to do is plug in the hard drive, install the RAM. That'd probably be a good idea. What I'm going to do is install 760 something megabytes of double data rate, or DDR, that's what that stands for, RAM. It's 512. It's 256. Gosh. All I have is 256 and 128. Drives me nuts. You're not supposed to use mismatched RAM, but I'm going to anyways. Because we don't use this thing every day. It's really on a weekly basis. Okay, so I know my cable management sucks, but let's face it, you can't really do much in a small case like this. And so to install the RAM, you're going to want to push these tabs back. Line them up in their sockets. That's installed. And that's installed. All we need to do now is plug in the power button. And the power light. Okay, now that's installed. We need to plug it in. I'm going to have to unplug the hard drive for just a moment. There we go. Plug the hard drive back in. Now this is going to be tricky. No, that goes here. This one goes here for the power LED, and right next to that. I wish I had the Dell power button and switch, whatever you want to call it, but I don't because I broke it on accident one time. All right. So, I think that is all we need to do. Then all we need to do is install Windows XP Professional. Oh, hope you guys did not see that. Product key. That's in place. Put the side panel back on. Alright, this is Missouri Storm Chaser back again. And it's the second part of rebuilding this Dell Dimension 3000. We're going to be installing Windows XP Professional, which I have right here. So, let's go ahead and boot it up. It is quite a bit brighter than I thought it was going to be. And then unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. unless I... There we go. Everything seems to be working. So we're going to delete the partition. Yes. Quick. Since we're looking so far, see how it's actually going a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Alright. I've made it this far into the installation. I don't see why it wouldn't quit working right here. That is actually the original keyboard that came with this. We also had a 17-inch CRT, a Dell mouse, and Dell speakers, and a Dell printer that came with this. We bought it as a set for, I think, $600, but we got rid of all of that since we upgraded to this monitor. We got new speakers, a new printer, and a different mouse, so yeah. We got the fan spinning out. Alright, looks like it's finishing up. Finally. Like I was telling you earlier, these Pentium 4 Prescott processors run very, very hot. You can probably hear the cooling fan right now. Now that I think about it, I probably should have put a Pentium 4 Northwood in there instead of a Prescott, but alright. It's finished. The build was successful. Thank you for watching.